Did you know you don't have to remove all carbohydrates to fix your blood sugar? Actually, the fastest way to improve your blood sugar is by adding certain foods, not by cutting out whole food groups like carbs. I've seen it happen many times. I have hundreds of patients who turn their numbers around in just a few days by adding these foods to their meals. And it's not just for a short time. They keep their sugars low without medicines for months and even years. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use each of these 10 foods to improve your body's natural processes and reverse insulin resistance deep inside your cells. This helps bring down your blood sugar quickly, naturally, and in a way that lasts. Before I start with the first one, do me a quick favor. If you want more videos that explain why your body works the way it does, instead of just giving you a pill, please hit subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment with your morning fasting number from this week. I read every comment, and the ages and numbers from this group really helped me decide what to cover next. Let's get started. Here's something almost no one tells you in a quick 12-minute doctor visit. High blood sugar usually starts with a hormone called insulin. Insulin is the key that opens your cells, so glucose, the sugar in your blood, can leave the bloodstream and enter the cells where it belongs. After years of blood sugar ups and downs, your cells stop listening to insulin. Insulin knocks on the door, but the cell stays closed. We call this insulin resistance. Your pancreas makes more and more insulin to try to fix it, but your blood sugar still goes up. The usual fix is to prescribe more insulin for a body that already has too much. The medical system makes money when people stay sick, not when they get healthy. That's just business, not evil intent. There's no time or money in a short visit to explain how food talks directly to your insulin receptors, so I will. My name is Dr. Rayan. Every one of these 10 foods does one of 3 things. It slows sugar from entering your blood. It reduces the swelling inside your body that stops cells from hearing insulin. Or it wakes up the insulin receptors so your body can do its own job again. You don't need to add all 10 tomorrow. Start slowly over the next couple of weeks and build up. Let me show you the first one. The first food is fenugreek seeds. These are small, hard, amber-colored seeds you can find in the spice section of almost any grocery store for just a couple of dollars. If you skip this because it sounds strange, you're missing one of the strongest blood sugar helpers on the shelf, and it costs less than your coffee. Here's what fenugreek does in your body. The seeds contain a lot of soluble fiber called galactomannan. When it mixes with water in your stomach, it turns into a thick gel. This gel slows down how fast your stomach sends carbohydrates into your small intestine. Slower movement means sugar enters your blood gently, instead of rushing in. No big rush, no huge spike, and no emergency insulin release. Plus, fenugreek has an amino acid that helps your pancreas release insulin better and helps your muscles take in glucose. In my practice, I've seen fasting numbers drop in just 1 or 2 weeks from this alone. To use it, take 1 teaspoon of whole seeds and soak them in a glass of water overnight. In the morning, drink the water and eat the soft seeds before breakfast. If the slightly bitter taste is too strong, grind them and mix half a teaspoon into yogurt or sprinkle over eggs. Start with a small amount. This fiber is powerful and your stomach needs a few days to get used to it. Number 2 is cinnamon. You probably already have it at home, but the type matters. Most store cinnamon is cassia, which has a compound called coumarin that can be hard on the liver if you take a lot every day. The better choice is Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes called true cinnamon. It's gentler, safer for daily use, and the one I recommend to my patients. What makes cinnamon work are natural plant compounds called polyphenols. They act almost like insulin. They help your insulin receptors hold on to glucose better and slow down how fast your stomach empties after eating. The results are real. Research from the USDA showed that less than half a teaspoon a day lowered fasting blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes. Don't skip this easy win sitting in your spice cabinet. Use a 1/4 to half teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon each day in your oatmeal, coffee, or smoothie. The secret is to use it with a meal that has carbohydrates. That's when you need the receptors to work harder and the stomach to slow down. Third is broccoli sprouts. Pay close attention here because this is the most overlooked food in the whole video. Not regular broccoli, the tiny 3-day-old sprouts. If you miss this difference, you miss most of the benefit. Broccoli sprouts are packed with a compound called sulforaphane, 50 to 100 times more than a full head of broccoli. Sulforaphane does something special. It goes to your liver and calms down the overnight sugar-making factory. Your liver makes sugar while you sleep. In insulin resistance, it makes too much. That's why many people wake up with high fasting numbers. A 2017 study from Sweden showed that sulforaphane lowered fasting blood sugar, especially in people whose levels were hardest to control. You can grow broccoli sprouts in a jar on your counter for almost nothing or buy them fresh. Add a small handful or quarter cup to a salad or sandwich most days. Don't cook them too much. Strong heat destroys the good stuff. Eat them raw or lightly wilted. So far, every food is quietly slowing sugar or waking up your receptors, and we're only at number 3. The next 4 change the meals you already eat. If a friend or family member is struggling with blood sugar, share this video. This is the important information no one explains. Number 4 is avocado. Many people avoid it because of the calories, but that fear is hurting them. Avocado fat is the healthy mono-unsaturated kind, like olive oil. It's one of the best foods for blood sugar. The healthy fat and fiber slow down the whole meal. Add half an avocado to rice or toast and you're not cutting carbs. You're slowing how fast they turn into blood sugar. The rise is gentle instead of a sharp spike. Over time, this fat also improves how well your cells respond to insulin. It's the easiest one to add because it makes meals more filling and stops you from wanting snacks soon after. Half an avocado a day is good. Put it on eggs, mash on whole grain toast, or add to a salad with starch. Wherever you have carbs, avocado helps soften the effect. 5th is chia seeds. These tiny gray and black seeds do much more than their size suggests. If you've seen them turn into pudding in liquid, you've seen how they work in your stomach. Chia is full of soluble fiber. It forms a thick gel that wraps around carbs and slows their absorption. Sugar enters slowly and steadily, so you avoid spikes and crashes that make you shaky and hungry. Chia also has plant omega-3s that reduce the hidden swelling that causes insulin resistance. Less swelling means cells start listening to insulin again. 1 to 2 tablespoons a day is enough. Stir into yogurt, mix in water with lemon, or blend in a smoothie. Let it sit 10 minutes to thicken and drink extra water because fiber needs liquid. Number 6 is fatty fish like salmon and mackerel. This one doesn't just slow meals, it fixes the deeper cause of insulin resistance, long-term swelling in the body. Year after year of quiet inflammation blocks the insulin signal at the cell surface. Salmon and mackerel are rich in EPA and DHA omega-3s, some of the strongest natural fighters of swelling. They calm the signals, repair cell walls, and let insulin receptors work properly. In my 10 years, patients who eat fatty fish twice a week have steadier numbers and better blood pressure. Aim for 2 palm-sized servings a week. Wild salmon, mackerel, sardines, or herring are great. Bake, grill, or use canned to save money. Canned mackerel and sardines are some of the cheapest and strongest foods here. 7th is walnuts. Of all nuts, I recommend these first because they help both blood vessels and insulin. Walnuts are rich in healthy fats and the same plant omega-3 as chia. They improve the lining of your blood vessels, one of the first things damaged by high sugar. The fat, fiber, and protein also reduce blood sugar rises after meals and lower fasting insulin levels. Eat a small handful instead of crackers or cookies and turn a spike into a steady line. A small handful is about a quarter cup or 7 to 10 whole walnuts. Keep them plain, raw, or dry, roasted, not sweetened. Replace a snack, don't add to one. Number 8 is eggs. Whole eggs with the yolk. For years, people were told to avoid the yolk, so they ate sugary cereals instead, which was much worse. A whole egg is mostly protein and fat with almost no carbs, so it barely raises blood sugar. But the real benefit is the second meal effect. Eggs for breakfast keep blood sugar steady not just then, but through lunch too. You start the next meal calmer and with smaller spikes. Protein and fat keep you full, so you skip the mid-morning cravings. In my practice, switching from cereal to 2 or 3 eggs is one of the fastest ways to see better morning readings. 2 or 3 whole eggs in the morning is a great goal. Scramble them, boil a head, or add spinach. Top with avocado for a perfect blood sugar breakfast. Number 9 is apple cider vinegar. This one shows the fastest change on a glucose meter. If you have a meter, you can see it work tonight. The key part is acetic acid. It slows stomach emptying, so carbs enter blood gradually, and it helps muscles pull sugar out of the blood for energy. Strong research by Dr. Carol Johnston at Arizona State University showed that 1 tablespoon before a carb meal reduced the after-meal spike by about 20% in people with insulin resistance. That's a big effect from something cheap. Take 1 tablespoon diluted in a full glass of water 10 to 15 minutes before a carb meal. Always dilute it, never drink straight, because the acid can harm teeth and throat. If you're on blood sugar medicine, talk to your doctor first, because it can lower sugar quickly. The 10th food is lentils, and this proves the main point of the video. Lentils are a carbohydrate, yet they lower blood sugar. They contain slow-digesting resistant starch, soluble fiber, and good plant protein. This mix releases glucose slowly over hours instead of all at once. They also have the second meal effect, so lunch lentils help keep evening sugar steady. Swapping white rice or potatoes for lentils a few times a week is one of the best ways to lower A1C. Aim for half to 1 cup of cooked lentils a few times weekly. Use in soup, stew, or cold salad with olive oil and a bit of vinegar. They fill you up, cost little, and stretch meals. Let me tell you about a patient I'll call Liana. She was 62, recently retired, and scared. Her fasting sugar was around 180, and her doctor wanted to add a second medicine. She didn't want to stay on more pills forever. She had watched her mother lose toes and eyesight to the same problem. We didn't cut all her carbs. We added eggs and avocado for breakfast instead of cereal, vinegar before big meals, lentils instead of white rice, walnuts instead of cookies, fatty fish twice a week, cinnamon in coffee, and broccoli sprouts on sandwiches. In the first week, her fasting numbers dropped. In 3 months, with her doctor's help, she stopped the second medicine and her A1C moved from diabetic range toward normal. 2 years later, it's still good. She didn't starve. She ate more of the right foods, and her body did the rest. Let me connect all 10 foods. This is why they work when just cutting carbs doesn't. Each food helps give insulin its job back without making you hungry. The fiber foods slow sugar so your pancreas doesn't panic. The fish, walnuts, and chia reduce the swelling that blocks the signal. Cinnamon and vinegar help the insulin receptors grab glucose better. Meal after meal, day after day, the cells that stopped listening slowly start opening the door again. That's reversing insulin resistance at the cell level. Once it happens, your body keeps sugar under control naturally, just like Liana's did for 2 years. Before the action plan, one important warning. If you take insulin or certain older blood sugar pills called sulfonylurias, these foods can lower sugar so fast that your medicine dose becomes too strong and you could go too low. Add these with your doctor watching your numbers so they can safely reduce medicine as you improve. Never stop prescriptions yourself. Bring this list to your next visit. Here's what to do tonight. 5 easy steps. 1. Tomorrow morning, swap cereal or toast for 2 or 3 whole eggs and half an avocado. This one change helps your blood sugar all day. 2. Tonight, soak a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds in water and drink it in the morning. 3. Buy Ceylon cinnamon and use a 1/4 teaspoon daily in coffee or oatmeal. 4. Before your biggest carb meal tomorrow, take 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a full glass of water 15 minutes before. 5. This week, swap white rice or potato for lentils at least twice, and eat fatty fish 2 times. Add these gradually over the next 2 weeks. You're not removing foods you love. You're adding foods that protect you. Everything we covered today helps your daytime and after-meal sugars. But many of you say your highest number is in the morning before eating anything. Your liver raises sugar while you sleep, and there's a way to stop it. Thanks for watching.